Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 14th of March. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have Fortescue Metals, AMP, Botanix Pharma, Mining and 29 Metals. So if you have a request, please send it through. Make sure you've signed up to the free newsletter, but my best stock tips come out on Tuesday in the Dynamic Investor report, so make sure you are getting that report. But if you do enjoy these videos, I'd love you to share them on social media or even leave us a review. Our main business is on the management side, so if you'd like my personal help in managing your share portfolio, then please give me a call. And all the advice here is general only. So we've got the weekly chart here of Fortescue. Obviously, it's one that we've looked at a number of times over the past year. As a recap, we're looking at it building up under this major $23 region, and the breakout should lead to a rally to the high 20s. So it's hit the first target. So now let's have a look at what's going on. Just moving to the daily chart, clearly it's been sliding. That's still happening. If we have a look at, say, an RSI, it's starting to look getting close to being oversold. Doesn't mean anything yet, but clearly that old breakout zone is going to be an area of support, anywhere sort of between $23 and $24. The other interesting thing is if we sort of measure the past move with our fib tool, we could see that it's retraced about 50% of this major move, and obviously that area of support just under $24 is getting close to the 61.8% region. So I'd be looking for basically a reversal in this region here, and I think that would be the next sort of opportunity to have another go at the next run. AMP, we'll start off, weekly chart. Obviously it's trended lower over the long term, and in the last few years it's sort of traded sideways in a bit of a range. Shorter term, looks like it's forming a bull flag. So we've had this sort of big move up here on big volume, and then it's tightened up sideways on lower volume. So you've got this little sort of very clear bull flag now. So quite simply, if you get an upside break through this line, then that's your buy signal and you'll get a bit of a short-term trade out of it. But longer term, it still doesn't look that great. Botanix, so obviously a nice move up here. Big pullback, as we could see last year, and then it came back up to retest that old high. I guess what's interesting is we haven't had another sharp pullback like this. It's been a smaller pullback, and it is consolidating under this high. So that's a decent sign. So it's just a case of waiting for the selling to dry up, and if it can break to the upside through that 20-cent region, then that's your buy signal. Okay, KIN, looking at a shorter term, we could see it's not very liquid, so it sort of trades a bit all over the place. So I guess moving to a weekly chart, it looks like this downtrend is over, getting into a bit of an uptrend now. At the moment we've got a bit of a sideways range, but initially after this sort of sell-off here, it has bounced back. So look, it does look like it's trying to trade higher, and I guess 8 cents looks like the next sort of resistance level for it. Okay, 29M, obviously still got this downtrend here over the past couple of years, but what's interesting is all the volume that's come in recently. So if we switch to the daily chart, we could see the shares were dumped, massive volume sort of on the low and to bounce off the low, and then still quite big volume first few days after the low. So sort of very interesting. That may well be a major low, but these things are very difficult to to pick this early on. I mean, volume's drying up now on the way up. That's okay, but I think the next test would be as it gets towards sort of resistance here, you know, in the high 40s, close to 50. You know, what does it do? Do we get a big sell-off, or do we just get more of a sideways consolidation? I think, you know, that will give us more of a clue as to whether we've got an ultimate low here. Okay, well, that's all for this week. If you have a request, send it through and I'll try to cover it next Thursday for you.